after 82 games and nearly 7 months of basketball, I would say heaven, because this season has been like crazy exciting. It's full of drama. It's been better than watching the Basketballers' Wives, to be honest. And as promised this week, that we'll have two people that will be in here to talk to me about basketball, because it gets a bit boring when I'm just talking about myself, doesn't it?
You can never be bored.
Oh, I was.
Yes.
So I'm here with Alan. I like to say his last name, but I'm not going to say. No, Alan Lakers and Simon Hosanna.
That's easier to say.
It is easier to say. To talk about the latest topics that are in sport, and obviously that includes basketball, football, F1, all of that coming up. But like I said, 82 games completed, 7 months of drama. We're finally here for the playoffs. Tonight, it starts tonight. And as it starts tonight, we've been arguing about our brackets and who's going to do what. I mean, how exciting has this season been for you two, though?
I think it's been great. The best thing for me is at the start of the season, if somebody had said, okay, I will give you £100 that Atlanta and Golden State would finish up the #1 team.
I would have laughed it off.
You would laugh me off. You would have
What are you
returned my
talking
text.
about?
You know? So from that point of view, that's been absolutely fantastic. You know, there's also been some other shocking things. For example, you know, when was the last time an NBA champion team didn't then make the playoffs? So I think for the good of the game, you know, the fact that we've got all these new teams that are suddenly rising to the top, I think it's been brilliant. Yeah.
What's been your highlight though this season so far?
It's been a tough season for me.
Let it start.
No. I just want to put it out there. I just want to put it out there that it hasn't been such a great season for myself and my beloved Lakers. So I just want to get it out of the way.
But why are you talking to the camera? Talk to me.
No, I'm just saying because it's painful right now. Okay, so no.
No, let me ask you, what happened with the Lakers? What happened?
Where do we start? No. All right, let's be honest. The start of the season was terrible. Everything that you got to think in our first game, our prospect broke his shin or whatever it is. He went out for an injury that's taken him out the season. Now he wasn't going to single-handedly take us anywhere, but that's just speaks volume of how the last 2 seasons have been for us. Then on top of that, the same thing happens to Kobe again, and that aside, our team was rubbish anyway.
But let me throw one at you, right?
It's not about me. Can I just say that the most exciting bit for the Lakers, the whole story of the Lakers for me this season, was when they won 1 game.
Oh, I know where you're going. These
guys felt a need to celebrate and start throwing signs to the camera.
That was the funniest thing.
The funniest thing I've ever seen is Kobe's reaction
when he
to
was on
his
the
dumb
show.
team behaving the way they were behaving. Really?
That was the funniest thing I've seen.
And that's why they want to trade him. I've got to be honest, but there's reports that they want to trade Nick Young, and obviously the team is not going to be the same as it was this year. Let's hope not. But yeah, it just speaks testament to how terrible our team has been. Can we just move?
I was going to say,
it would be fantastic, but it's playoffs time.
So we're talking about Lakers now.
We're not talking about Lakers anymore. Playoffs.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. Who should we be looking out for, and what teams do we think is going to make it all the way?
Okay.
Well, we sat down, we did the brackets, we've had our discussions about it, and my bracket, and we can break it down a bit later on. My bracket basically sees the NBA Finals, 2015 NBA Finals, as being Golden State versus Cleveland.
That's a bit ambitious. Well, do you get the same thing?
I've got the exact same.
So to me,
exact same pathway.
Golden State are the best team. To me, they're the best team. They've got, and another discussion probably. To me, they've got the best player in there as well. I think they're young. They've got a whole city behind them. I think they've got the determination. They've got the drive. They've got the confidence to take it on as well. So to me, that's. To me, that shouldn't be as big a shock as the look on your face.
Listen,
Who have you got?
Listen, I don't know what you two did, but mine didn't come out like yours. I've got Chicago Bulls and San Antonio Finals. And Alan said, I did it out of respect and love.
Oh, why?
But the fact is, I think that...
Can I just remind you, it's not the 1990s anymore.
I think, right, that experience is going to take them far. And when it comes to Golden State Warriors, I'm not doubting you that they're the best team. They are the best team. They have the best player. But I think they're going to burn out. They've done a fantastic job of this. For me, it's a breakthrough year for them. And we know what they can do and the potential they have. But I think in the end, when it comes to especially the Spurs, they wake up towards the end of the play. When the playoff starts, when they wake up.
So you're saying that the Spurs are going to beat the Clippers in the first round?
I think they will. I really do think they will.
Where I will concede, I think if they can get it, if they can get it to the final game,
the Clippers can't get it together. They don't know whether they're going or coming, and that's my problem with
I think the Spurs' only chance is if they can get it to the final game, then that experience will come in because the other team.
Game 7.
The Game 7 experience, the Game 7 mentality is I think which will take them, but they ain't gonna make it.
Here's my thing. I agree with you. Right?
But
I said whoever wins the West has to go through San Antonio. I don't care where they end up, whether it's first or whether it's 8th. However, I find it hard to get bet against San Antonio, and this is where the issue is. See, I look at the weird things when it comes down to these things. Greg Popovich is going to be key in this because if it comes down to game 6 and 7, as you said, I can't see Greg Popovich out coaching Steve Kerr. And he's very, very tactical, and I feel that I agree with you. If it does come down to game 7, although it may be in Golden State, I just find it hard to see it, but I want it to be Golden State.
But I think what we forget is we Golden State have got this young team who may not have the experience and all that. Look at Steve Kerr. Look what he's been through. You know, look what he has been through.
But he's had a fantastic season.
But he can bring that experience to mind. He's been through those situations.
Whatever happens in this playoff, you guys are sticking with Golden State Warriors and Cleveland. Let's talk about Cleveland. Do you really think that LeBron and this team are able to get all the way to the finals? I don't see it. I don't buy it, to be honest.
Yet again, how are you going to bet against LeBron
James? Yeah.
How are you going to bet?
I'm a LeBron hater.
I'm a LeBron hater too. I don't particularly like LeBron.
No.
But you can't bet against that man.
You can't.
I respect him. I respect him, but I don't think that I respect him, but I don't like him because I don't think with everything he's done and achieved, and probably the best player in the NBA and then Steph Curry, I don't think that he's able to manage or take his whole team to the final. I think they will do well, but not to the finals. I really don't think. I don't think so. I don't think he's.
You say that as a team, right? You say that as an individual player, and you say that as a team. Look what's happened to Miami. Look what has happened to Miami. And yes, we know. I think one of the, not for me, one of the vindications of the season was that in some ways Chris Bosh is now getting the respect that Chris Bosh should have got. Yeah. That he didn't get because LeBron was on the team, and we saw what happened when Chris Bosh got injured. I think LeBron going into Cleveland, right? Remember at the start of the season, remember they had that big advertisement.
I like that though. That was alright. That was alright.
And won the tournament. So don't sleep on David Blatt. He's a good coach. He's a good coach, and I think
I'm not doubting him. And it's his first year in the NBA as well. But I think LeBron has done good with what he's done with Cleveland, but this year may not be the year. Just like I think with
you know what I think, and that's where, and I think it's unintentionally that we'll end up agreeing because I think they'll end up in the final, but Golden State will beat them. I think this is Golden State's year. I think maybe it's a year too early for Cleveland. So will they always be a playoff team, a Western Conference winning team, but never ever a champion?
But for me, this season has been very exciting, and with teams like Atlanta, like Golden State Warriors, like Washington Wizards, even the Bucks, they have now made waves and made name, and they've made enough noise for people to respect what you're trying to do. Even Utah Jazz, they've done amazing things to put their brand out there for us to respect it, and not for us to just look at a team and go, that's a waste man team. The way we think of the Lakers now.
Can we give a shout out to the Bucks?
But can we give
a shout out to the Bucks? Because we saw the Bucks were here in London, and it's the first time, obviously. I mean, you don't get home and you think to yourself, oh, okay, I've got my NBA League pass. What game shall I watch? I'm going to watch the Bucks. You know, but so it was being close to them and seeing them in the run up to the game and actually watching them play. I came away a Bucks fan and a Bucks admirer.
I mean, did you see that? You saw that game in the London 02. Ooh. Shout out to NBA UK, by the way. You guys did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I remember watching them thinking, this is what Knicks and Bucks. What, I'm wasting my weekend. And then I saw the way they played. In fact, the athletes were really nice people.
Lovely people. They're
Lovely,
really nice organisation.
Nice organisation. But to see the way they treated the Knicks in London, you got to respect them. They've done fantastic work. I remember saying when they finish this, they're going to be a household name, and they're doing it. So well done to all the teams that were underdogs, and at the end of the season, they're right up there with everybody else.
Big shout out to all the Bucks people out there.
The other topic that's making the rounds actually for quite a long time now is the MVP.
MVP.
Who's your pick? Let's not spend too much time on this because this makes everybody upset and people start getting emotional over it.
Can I go first on this one?
Who's your MVP?
To me, it's not even a question, right? Well done, James Harden. Well done. I respect that. Steph Curry is the MVP.
Yeah. And you know what? There's this whole agreeing with things. And James Harden. Well done, Beard. Absolutely awesome series. But you cannot look past Steph Curry. And I made a couple of stats. Best player in the best team, 67 wins. He's leading in stats, 23.8 points, 7.7 assists, 4.3 rebounds. And you realise he's got all of those stats and he's sat out nearly a quarter of the final quarter, of the fourth quarter. Because his team has been involved in so many blowouts that they've sat him down in the final quarter. So he's got all of those stats for playing 3/4 of a game. And what I also love about it as well is he's bringing back some of the Showtime stuff. Some of the moves that dude
you know what
has brought out. It's like
I've never seen anybody play the game in my life and make it look that simple.
All right, Steph lovers. All right. Okay.
Oh, who you going for?
He's amazing and all that, and I respect him as well.
Who you going for?
I'm going for James Harden. Like. Russell Westbrook has done a great job. LeBron should not even be in the conversation. He really shouldn't be in the Anthony Davis done a fantastic job. Russell Westbrook really should be up there as well because he's done a fantastic thing. But James Harden, come on. He was at OKC. He was doing a great job in OKC. We didn't recognize it. He left OKC, went to Houston. Dwight Howard, waste man, gets injured, goes and has 100 kids. While James Harden is over there trying to do something with this team. And being part of a team is not just being an MVP. It's not just about putting up the stats, but it's also how you work with the crap team that you've got.
Can I get
Go on. We'll take turns here.
Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors, the last time I checked, the game difference between them and the closest person in the West is about 13 games. 13. That's my first point. My second point. Oh, I forgot. No. My second point, right? What people didn't realize is that last Houston falling into second was outside of James Harden's hands, right? That came down to the last game of the season. And what people don't realize is that 2, 3, and 4th position, it was very close. If San Antonio had beat Utah Jazz, all of a sudden, James Harden's Rockets dropped to 6th. Now, let me just put that in perspective. If his team had dropped to 6th, there's nobody in NBA history that's ever got MVP below 4th place. So what annoyed me is that his MVP, the whole situation, everything that he'd done could have been changed and resolved someone else's hands. But Steph Curry and Warriors, again, they were so far ahead.
But I will agree with you, Benny. James Harden would be my runner-up for the MVP.
There's no runner-up in this situation.
But all right, in that case, he's not MVP.
No.
Right? In that case, he's not MVP. And one of the things, all the stats that I've just mentioned about Steph Curry, I'll throw in something else, which isn't on the stats book anyway. He makes his teammates better players.
But listen.
He makes his teammates better players.
Steph
so
Curry,
that makes him more valuable.
Steph Curry is doing the most with some of the best players in the NBA. that we didn't know about, but this year's been a breakthrough year for them. James Harden is
just picking up the ball and giving it to
James
them.
Harden. James Harden is working hard with a rubbish team. He is working with a bunch of waste men. He is.
You know what? You're
saying. Many other people on Houston's team that we know that are really
good. You're saying Steph Curry is working with the best players in the league.
He is.
Hold up, nobody had even thought about Golden State.
Well, now we know them.
And a major part of that is Steph Curry. It's Steph Curry.
What I'm saying is, James Harden deserves it. Steph Curry probably will win, but James Harden.
And that's funny because I think James Harden's going to win because of that last game.
I think Steph will win. I think Steph will win.
Steph is the golden boy. Yeah, he's doing different things. But anyway,
from Golden State.
He's doing a lot with a lot. But if you want to watch the NBA playoffs, please make sure you're tuning in to BT Sports, BT2. Who's going to be showing all the games. I know it's not during the day, it's the middle of the night, so you're probably going to get sacked for being late every morning. But it's going to be worth it, and BT's hosting it, so please make sure you're tuning in to watch it. Let's see if our teams, whoever you chose, who do we think will win though? Who do you think will win?
Golden State.
Golden State?
I want it to be Golden State.
I'm going to say Spurs are going to go for second one. So, I'm just saying.
Remember where you heard it. Remember where you heard it from the basketball expert, Benny Bonsu, alright?
But it's been a great blog show, guys. I've enjoyed it.
Well, thank you very much.
Alan, you didn't make it to the playoffs, it's alright.
You know what? I can't wait.
Alan, no. Benny, you didn't make it to the semi-finals of the whole.
Nobody cares for it.
I can't wait.
I'm just saying, the Celtics have made it.
Just about. I'm not getting involved.
It's been great, you guys. Tweet us, comment, send us your questions and or topics you guys want us to discuss, and we'll be here again next week to talk about them. Alan is now going to go home and try to support another team.
Golden State.
Simon is going to go off and try and see that Arsenal beat Reading or watch F1, and I'm going to go off and wash my hair and get ready for the Celtics later.
So feminist.
Hope you guys enjoyed it.